All right, today we're going to talk about annuities. Are they good? Are they bad? Well, it depends, right? There are three different types of annuities. You've got a fixed annuity, you've got a variable annuity, and you've got an immediate annuity. The problem is if they're anti-annuity, let's say I'm in the pro-stock camp, but I don't like annuities, then you're going to say they're going to have high fees. Well, only one of the three types of annuities have high fees. That's the variable annuity. And that's why I'm not a big fan of anything with high fees. So variable annuities to me are out. There are some lower fee variable annuities that might be an option because they have some living benefits and all that. But annuities are just an asset class. So if a stock person tells you annuities are the devil's work, they're just trying to sell you a stock program, right? Just like if an insurance guy tries to say annuities are the way to go, and the stock market's just a gambling thing, they're just trying to sell you an annuity. Remember, they're just tools, they're just asset classes. So when we talk about annuities, remember, three types: variable annuity, fixed annuity, and immediate annuity. An immediate annuity is the old time, been around since like the Roman times. You give them a lump sum of money and they pay you a pension. The good part about that is you can't run out. The bad part is your heirs don't get any money and you can't reverse the decision. Okay? Not a huge fan of those either. Next type is a variable annuity. Variable annuities are in stocks. They're called sub-accounts, but they're just mutual funds. And you buy them in there and then they add fees onto that. They add fees for the mutual funds. And the fees in the mutual funds could be the exact same mutual fund outside, but they're adding extra fees because it's a variable annuity sub-account class. And so I'm not a big fan of variable annuities because of the fees. The other type is a fixed annuity. Fixed annuities are fine. Fixed annuities, there's a couple different subtypes of fixed annuities. You've got a MYGA, which is a multi-year guarantee annuity. And that basically just gives you 5% for 5 years. They're also referred to as CD annuities, okay? So if I want 5% for 10 years, 5% for 3 years, whatever the numbers are at that time, that's just so it's very similar to a CD, okay? And then you've got a fixed annuity, not a MYGA, but a fixed annuity that basically gives you like a rate 1 year and the rates float after that. Not a big fan of those because they'll give you a high teaser rate and then screw you later on. So don't do the fixed annuity. The MYGAs or the multi-year guarantee annuities are fine. The last type is a fixed index annuity. They're still fixed. All fixed annuities are very safe, okay? They have a 100% reserve requirement with the insurance company. So if you compare it to like a CD, you've got $250,000 insurance in either one, but one's from the state, one's from the FDIC. But banks only reserve maybe 10% of your money, maybe 20 on the high side. And so if you're over that limit, you're kind of out of luck if something happens to the bank. With an insurance company with 100% reserves, the average insurance company holds about 105% reserves. Those reserves have to be pretty safe, otherwise they're not going to get high rated, okay? Stay away from anything B rated, period, and be reluctant on anything that's not A+. So you can stay with A+, you're going to be fine. It's got one of the most, it's an unparalleled track record for safety in that area, okay? Fixed index annuities give you safety of a fixed annuity, but your interest is tied to stock market indexes, okay? There's a lot of different indexes. Some have caps, some don't, and you got to really research those type. But they can be good for a person that says, I want safety, okay, but I need more potential gain than a CD or bond, okay? Those give you more potential gain with the safety. They lock in your gains as you go. So they do all of the things you want, but you got to be careful because some with caps and all that can really hinder your upsides. So you got to be careful how you pick them. But all annuities in general are tax deferred, judgment proof, and they avoid probate. So if you're in a very litigious type of occupation, they're pretty good for that. You can't be sued. In Texas, it's great because there's unlimited amounts. You can have 100 million in one annuity and nobody can sue you and touch it, which is pretty good. All right, but tax deferred part is good too. So whatever your return is, since you're not having to pay tax, that interest compounds on itself. So the gains can be even better. But remember, and overall, so fixed annuities are fine, like your MYGAs and your fixed index. Out of all the types of annuities, those are decent ones to consider in your particular situation. Remember, annuity might be great for somebody and terrible for another. It all depends on your situation and exactly what you're looking to accomplish.